infra. So guys, here comes another new video on union attack, and we are doing this union attack under SQL injection vulnerability. So in this video we will see the methodology, or you can say mind map for union attack. So in the last videos we already seen some union attack videos, and the first step for the union attack, or you can say for the any vulnerability, or specifically for the SQL injection vulnerability, we have to know about the vulnerable input where we can inject our injection. Okay, so identify vulnerable input. After that, determine the number of columns. We already seen in the previous videos like how we can extract information of like how many number of columns are there in the database. So after that, finding the column data type. After knowing the columns, number of columns, we need to know about the data type of the column. We already seen in the just last video about how we can find columns data type. Okay, and after knowing the column data type, we have to extract information. For example, modify the union attack statement to extract specific data from other database tables like usernames or password. If there is a string data type are working in the column, then we can inject and we can try for username and password information. We can give this username and password string into column. Don't worry about that. We will see in this video specifically how we can extract information, okay, about like other database tables, username and password. And after knowing the some information about the username, password, and more information, then we have to retrieve data, like display the information obtained from the database effectively, gaining unauthorized access. Okay, meaning first of all identify a vulnerable input, then determine the number of column, then we have to find out column data type, then we have to extract some information from other database like username and password, and using this username and password and this information we have to retrieve data from the database. So that's the scenario for this, and now we have to perform the practical, and we will see the lab scenario for extracting information. Okay, so guys, this is our lab scenario using a SQL injection union attack to retrieve interesting data. You can just go to the Portsfigure website and you can see this lab scenario and you can read this blog. Okay, now I'm going to go for the practical. So first of all, I'm going to access this lab. So this is our lab. As usual, we already seen in the last videos. First of all, we will see these categories. So because the vulnerability in the like a vulnerability here in the categories. So I'm going to click on the pets, and you can see category equal to pets. So first thing we need to know about the vulnerability about for the SQL injection. So I'm just going to enter the single quote for knowing is there a SQL injection vulnerability possible or not. Then you can see after entering the single quote here the response we are getting internal server error. That means there is SQL injection. After knowing this, I'm going to enter here my injection for like how many number of columns are there. Union select null and the commenting of the query, and just enter. Okay, this still it is showing internal server error. That means there are more number of columns. Then again I'm entering the null, and now you can see pet union select null and this. Okay, that means there are total 2 number of columns. And after knowing there if like there is a 2 number of columns, we have to know about the data type of the column. So I'm going to enter any string data type. Any string you can just enter. I'm entering in the first column and just enter. And you can see this information here. That means there is no internal server error. In the first column there is string data type. Now I'm going to enter the string in the second column and just enter. So here again there is no internal server error. That means in the second column also there is a data type is string. So now I'm going to use this data type information for retrieving data. Let's see. I have entered here the username and the password name of the columns, and from where, from the users table. Okay, I'm going to just like hit and trial method for like I'm supposing there is a username and password column in the users table. So I'm just entering here users and just enter. Okay, now you can see there is information administrator and this password. We are getting the information about the username and password, and there is another username Carlos and the password for the same Carlos, and another this winner user and the password for this is, and yeah, there is information. So administrator and the password, we can go for the administrator privileges. So here I'm just copying this information and going to my account and just login with like login as a administrator, and just entering the password and login. Now you can see congratulations, you sold the lab. So guys, what we did here, first of all we tried for the parameter or some input where we can inject our SQL injection payload, and after that, after knowing the input place where we can inject our input, or you can say payload, we extracted the information about the number of columns. After that we tried and we accessed the information about the data type of the column. Then we are like after knowing the after knowing the data type, we extracted the information of username and password. Here you already seen the administrator user and password we already get, and after that we log in as a administrator. In the real life scenario we can apply this methodology for union attack. So that's all about guys this video. So thank you guys.